Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe I should move and settle. 2 kids in a swimming pool. I'm not brave. I'm not brave.
I've been there. Not even in the context of love,
Yeah.
but in the context of, I think this kind of comes back to the creative journey,
Mm.
right? And I think maybe anyone who's listening to this can understand there is an aspect of taking a risk with your own life when you decide to embark on a creative journey.
Definitely.
You don't know what it's going to look like. I did not expect that I would be in Lagos when I was like 20 something years old, talking with different artists, poets, talking about poetry, I could not expect this. But I feel like I'm also wagering with something I'm wagering with my life and see where it can go. And sometimes I wonder, like, you know what? Maybe I'm trying to do too much. I'm working too hard at this creative thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be just easy if I just, just relax, just stick to my job, come home and rest,
I think every creative that tries to have that conversation with themselves knows they're lying. There's a bug that bites you and you have it forever. And even if you try and quell it, it's with misery, because every single time you see someone accomplishing or doing something that you could visualize yourself doing, you're not entirely happy for them.
It should have been me.
Like, you just can't be. It's like, oh man, like,
I hear that.
They remind you of your failures, which is why, like, I think it's also so evident it's so evident in how people go from really rooting for you to turning against you. Because on the way up, it's like, okay, there's a level playing field kind of thing. They're looking at you. And then when you go up, it's like they're looking up at you, and it reminds them of where they are in the space of things. And that's not a nice feeling to have if you actually had those, like, if you wanted to ascend on that same path as well, But once you have that creative bug bite you, man, like, I don't know that there's ever a way that you let it go. I personally, like, the reason I started my journey, actually, because people would always say, like, oh, this is such a brave step that you're taking, but it was genuinely because of fear. I started the journey because of fear, because I was afraid. I was plotting the graph of my life in my mind in, like, let's say 40, 50 years time. And looking at how I would feel if I never actually went for these things that I wanted to accomplish. And that person was miserable, man. I visualized somebody who was deathly miserable, and I think it's also just actually seeing people make incredible things out of their lives with so much less than what I have. I mean, the pandemic was extremely instructive for me in that seeing people in the midst of chaos and fear and distress go on and make more money and ascend in ways that they never had before. It was like, because that was as uncertain a time as I could imagine ever happened. But I saw people's lives go from 0 to 100 in a way that I could have never imagined, especially creative people. Like, I think about, like, even like the Elsa Majimbos of the world, like, in the midst of, like, all that confusion, she started to accumulate wealth, by virtue of just being silly and talking into a camera. Like, what? Like, we live in a world where a person can say they're a content creator for a living. It's ridiculous, So for me, it was just, there has to be something for me, and that's fair. There has to be something. And I think it was also religiously guided. I'm spiritually guided, which is actually going to lead me to another thing. We have so many diversions. But I have this experience where growing up, I would always hear about, you speak well, da 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 da. And it got frustrating after a while, because it's like, I don't want to keep hearing this compliment if it has no real value for me outside of people just thinking I speak well, right? So I remember going to God, and I think this is something that anybody who's in voice related stuff should hold to heart. I remember going to God and being like, man, God, they've been telling me that I speak well for years. What should I do with this? And I ended the prayer, opened my Bible up to 1 Peter 4:11, just randomly. And 1 Peter 4:11 says, do you have the gift of speaking? Then speak as though God were speaking through you. So that was very instructive for me, where it's like, okay, outside of the fact that it just kind of helps me situate this gift in a certain way. it also lets me know that this gift is spiritually backed. So I don't walk into instances feeling like, I walk into situations feeling like I have like this weapon, this thing that can do things for me. You know, and I'm curious that all that was lead up. I'm outside of encouraging people and like making them like see the power of their voice or whatever. What was your experience with discovering your voice, I would say, and also just being confident in it?
This is like my entire creative journey on the internet. I've been an artist. I like drawing stuff. I just like drawing stuff. I see an image in my head. I think in images now. I think more in concepts. Let's say I'll explain that another day.
Okay.
But I have an image in my head, and I can't get rid of that image until I draw it. And so I started creating art, and I started posting my art on the internet. And at some point in time, I was drawing things from photography. From photographs I've seen on the internet. And because I'm a goody two shoes and I don't want any kind of copyright infringement, I used to ask for photographers' permission. Can I use your picture? And I was like, yo, it's getting too long. Some of these photographers I cannot find and I don't want any kind of trouble. So I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to buy a camera on a whim. I'm going to take pictures myself, and then I won't have to worry about looking for references. I just take what I need and I'll use that to draw. The camera I had could also record videos. So I started recording those videos, I just thought things looked pretty, and I started to really enjoy videography. Now I'm doing art, I'm doing photography, I'm doing videography. There's an entire creative process that comes with everything, and I start documenting some things that are part of my creative journey. And so people started saying, like, oh, you've got a nice voice, you've got a soothing voice, calm voice. And all my life, I don't speak loud. This entire thing, I'm going to have to balance it out. You've got a very powerful voice.
That always happens on my podcast as well.
I've got a calm, chill, quiet voice. And it's been the tone has changed quite a bit, but I've always had a quiet voice, a more calm voice. And so people liked it. And I thought, okay, well, people like my voice. Let me try and just develop it and just get better at using my voice. Started an Instagram page, changed my TikTok so it's focused a lot more on the vocal aspect of things, and started asking people, yo, guys, send me emails, send me comments, send me things that you want me to say, read, that I'll do it all. I just wanted to improve my voice. It was never, I'm going to try and become a voice actor. I'm going to try and do anything big with my voice. I just wanted to get better at it. And several viral things after that, I think I've been led down this path that clearly, like I said, different coincidences keep happening, that it almost feels as though I was supposed to be doing this. And we'll see how it goes, or if there's another creative outlet after all of this, and maybe the voice thing isn't all I'm supposed to be doing.
Definitely isn't. There's no way it is. Like, that's it. Like, I feel like creation begets creation almost always. You know, and why would you limit yourself?